Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. I want to say thank you to you and to all the other listeners that are out there. If you would, though, before we get started, go ahead and follow me. And if you have it in your heart, share me with your friends and coworkers so that we can get this thing really moving. All right. Now, for today, this slider is going to be about having children at a younger versus an older age. Now, some people have really thought about this, already had a debate, but we're about to have it again. All right. So, youngers are younger people having kids in their early 20s, some people in their late teens. What are the pros of that? Some would say that the fertility rate, lower pregnancy risk versus those of their older counterparts, having more energy and stamina in order to keep up with those kids. And then they would also say that you're going to be around longer for those children, potentially more flexibility when it comes to parenting. Now, with all the pros, you got to make sure that we come with the cons as well. And as you know, when you're younger, for most of us, unless you just made it big off of an idea or a concept, there's financial instability, right? A lot of us live in that paycheck to paycheck phase. There's a lot of life experiences that you will not have, like your older counterparts, or as you will be eventually. There are careers that you haven't noticed, or there's stuff that you actually want to go into that we will have to delay. And then there could also be some teen pregnancy risks out there for new mothers. There are some that will say at your first birth, you are going to more than likely lose, whereas when you're older, it's more of an infertility type of thing. All right, so for those that are older, though, there is the opposite. So you have financial stability. More than likely, you've already slid into a career that you're going to be in for the next 20 plus years as you start to work on your various forms of 401ks. And then you're working long periods of your life so that you can get Social Security, hopefully. And then there's emotional maturity with you. And then some might argue also with the children that you have, they are more emotionally apt as they go throughout their years. There are lower fertility risks, and that depends if you're in the mid 30s or if you're talking in the 40s and on up. You also tend to establish a better support network, meaning that you have close friends or just tight knit friends, because most people will say that you can count them on your one hand, but those will be the people that you still come through for you when you need them, tend to be those godmothers and godfathers. The con part is, though, same thing. Fertilities tend to decline as you become older, and your energy or stamina also go down. And then there's shorter parenting years, meaning that you had your kids older and you won't be around as long as if you had them maybe 5 to 10 years earlier. But when it all comes down to it, you got to ask yourself the question, ask those co-workers around you, your family, your friends, would you want to have kids younger and maybe have your fun at the later part in life, or would you want to have them later on because you'll be able to take care of them in the manner that you want to, and then maybe live in your 20s, as you see fit? So, as always, ask those co-workers and families and friends, and there's always going to be a poll down there, so go ahead and see what you would want to say. I love to see how the scales are tipped, and we'll see you next time.